Did Black Lives Matter just take the red pill? So Hawk Newsome, leader of Black Lives Matter in New York City, just announced that they're planning on training their base to defend their communities in armed patrols. Welcome to the Patriot Movement. Now, an article just came out in Daily Mail, and it's talking about an interview they did with Hawk Newsome. If you don't know who Hawk Newsome is, he's a law-abiding citizen, probably a gun owner, I assume now, and he's an activist. All things that are legal. He's actually leader of the Black Lives Matter movement in New York City. In this exclusive interview with the Daily Mail, he was talking about they plan on stopping police brutality from occurring in their neighborhoods by taking matters into their own hands of defending their communities. The Black Lives leader has spoken out and said, quote, "Training our people to defend our community." Now, the Daily Mail had some very inflammatory remarks to make about his statement, stating he was talking about declaring war on police and referring to Black Panther-style armed patrol. But we know the mainstream media has used this type of inflammatory language before to rile up people on both sides of the political spectrum. So what is Hawk actually talking about here? Independence from government? Practicing your Second Amendment rights, legal carry of firearms, protecting their neighborhoods and communities? At first, it was a little cringy reading the article headline, but the more that I see what he's talking about, I kind of agree with it. Now, I don't agree with the anti-police rhetoric, obviously. There's several forms of classism in the United States, and grouping people together in one class, such as being black, poor, rich, white, police, citizens, these are things that we can go without producing any generalizations, which are usually false, or dangerous rhetoric when we speak about such groups and classes. After all, the United States is made up of a collection of individuals, and all of us should be judged based on an individual basis. This is the reason Martin Luther King Jr. dreamed of a future where people were no longer classified as a subgroup and then judged by that. Nevertheless, it seems like the Black Lives Matter movement is going to be taking an interesting turn. I can't wait to see how the media is going to be painting them up in the next few months if they keep up with this 1776 patriotic language. Now, in light of the events that have happened recently with the riots and the looting, there's been a lot of damages that have been done to black communities, especially black businesses, some of which that have been looted, vandalized, even burnt to the ground. It may not be that bad of an idea for people to start taking the defense of their communities into their own hands. But it's very interesting because I remember that there was pro-Second Amendment protesters who were legally carrying firearms while protesting in front of the Capitol in Virginia not a few months ago. You heard statements like, well, they're white supremacists, they're domestic terrorists, according to Hillary Clinton, and even saying that if they were black people that were open carrying, they would have been shot. The only problem is there were black people open carrying there and they were not shot. We've seen these type of armed patrols in the past before. Of course, the reference to the Black Panthers in the article is relating to a real time in US history when the Black Panthers were legally open carrying firearms and no, they were not shot by the police. So it goes to beg the question, is the media going to turn around and change their stance towards Black Lives Matter if they continue with this type of patriot talk? We all know how the media feels about gun control. Lord, do we know. But I'd be curious to see how this is all going to play out. So far, I don't really disagree with anything Hawk Newsome said, aside from the anti-police rhetoric and the divisive language that I think we can all do without. But Hawk, if you're watching this, I want to just tell you and the rest of Black Lives Matter out there that I support your rights to protect and defend your life, your business, and your property with your Second Amendment rights that are granted to you by the United States Constitution, greatest country in the world. So don't be scared to flex your rights on them, bro. I got your back. Once again, guys, if you like my content and you want to support my channel, you can always hit that share button below this video. I don't know if it's somewhere. There's a share button somewhere on here. I think it might be somewhere on this page. Just hit the share button already. Because you want to make sure that my content gets out to as many viewers as possible, since I don't have the marketing budget that CNN and Fox News has. Besides, YouTube's always propping them up on the first page anyway. And I'm sure you guys are tired of seeing them already. I know I am. And if you guys do want to help me out with that marketing budget, as always, go ahead and go to the pinned comment on this video here and click on the link to IBelieveTheSecond.com. where you can pick up some really cool, kick-ass patriotic gear and help support my channel at the exact same time. We're going to have some new lines of t-shirts coming out, some new t-shirt designs for the 4th of July. Go America, it's your birthday. As always, I'm the man on fire, 1776. I love all of you guys, and if you want to be notified of my future content when it comes out, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and tickle that notification bell. Peace! Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm